So this is a video to walk you through mnemonic devices to help you remember the names of the Spanish-speaking countries and where they're located. So if I go through, when you hear Spanish-speaking countries, most people think of these countries because this is Latin America and many of the people in the United States come from these countries. So because there's so many of them, it's helpful to have a mnemonic device to remember. And a mnemonic device is a phrase that explains a sentence. It describes a sentence that helps you remember information in a specific order. Now, it's not only in Latin America that we have Spanish-speaking countries. There's also one country in Europe called Spain, which is where we get the name Spanish from. It's also the only country that has a dramatically different name in Spanish than when it's translated to English. In Spanish, Spain is España, which is how you get español. Español is spoken in España. Spanish is spoken in Spain. Now, the only country is Spain that officially speaks Spanish. So if you're trying to remember it, you just have to worry about that one. And then in Africa, we also only have one country. Do you see it? Yep, it's that super tiny little country down there. It's called Equatorial Guinea, and it is the only one of Africa's 54 countries that has Spanish as an official language. So for those two, you simply are going to have to remember what their names are and where they're located. For Spain, a way to figure it out is if you're on your way to the Americas, the last large square country is Spain. So if you find your kind of blockish shapes, that last really big country is Spain. When it comes to Equatorial Guinea, you're looking for the super tiny rectangle that's right at the point when Africa dips down. So if you go to where Africa curves down, the tiny little country that's rectangular on the edge, that's Equatorial Guinea. Okay, so moving on to the sections of Latin America with mnemonic devices. Central America. Now, technically, Central America is part of North America. Everything north of Colombia is North America, but generally speaking, countries south of Mexico, or sometimes countries south of the United States of America, are considered Central America. So to help us remember the names of these countries, we have the statement, "My goodness, but eating hot nachos causes pain." So a mnemonic device is a sentence usually silly in nature that helps you remember the information because the first letter of each word in the statement corresponds to the first letter of the information you're trying to remember. In this case, Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Now you may notice that Belize is in black instead of blue. That's because although many people speak Spanish in Belize, Belize is not officially a Spanish-speaking country. Its official language is English. But when we're trying to use this device, it's important that we know where all of the countries are, because our device is not only going to help us know what the names of the countries are, but where the countries are located. So if we cut out Belize, we won't be able to position everything quite right. So we're going to start by going up to the biggest country, there in Mexico. And if we follow kind of a down, sideways, down staircase kind of style, you're going to find that this sentence and that motion will help you know the names and the locations. So if we have "My goodness, but eating hot nachos causes pain." If we do that by countries, we have Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. So again, the device, "My goodness, but eating hot nachos causes pain." And now you have all of Central America. Moving on to the Caribbean. Now, there are dozens of Caribbean nations. tiny little islands. So we're only really going to focus on the major Caribbean islands for their locations, because 3 of those countries are Spanish speaking. All of the tiny little ones are not officially Spanish speaking, and there are just too many and they're too tiny. So we're going to focus on these. And our statement is, can just boys have Domino's pizza? We have it to stand for Cuba, Jamaica, Bahamas, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. And again, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico are Spanish speaking. Jamaica's official language, like the Bahamas, is English, and Haiti's official language is French. You'll find many people speak Spanish in those countries, but they're not officially Spanish speaking countries. So let's start here with Cuba. In this case, we're going to start at the left and more or less work our way across the right. And if you noticed when I said, can just boys have Domino's pizza? That was intentional, because if I move the pitch of boys up high, it reminds me to jump up top. So can just boys have Domino's pizza? Gives us our countries: Cuba, Jamaica, Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Can just boys have Domino's pizza? And now you have the Caribbean islands. Yes, South America does have a number of countries, but I guarantee this sentence, although a bit long, will help you locate and name every single country in South America. Vegetarians can eat potatoes, broccoli, carrots, and ugly peppers, but favor sweet grapes. So we get the countries of Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, French Guiana, Suriname, and Guyana. So Brazil's official language is Portuguese. French Guiana's official language is French, as it is a part of the country of France. Suriname's official language is Dutch, and Guyana's official language is English. And if you're trying to remember, well, why those languages, if we think of Spanish, Portuguese, French, Dutch, and English, those were the nations in the age of European exploration. Those 5 countries sent out ships, so those 5 countries got to divvy up what they considered to be the new land. Now, our mnemonic device to help us through this, we're going to start at the top, and then we're going to work counterclockwise around the edges of this continent to keep track of all of our information. Vegetarians can eat potatoes, broccoli, carrots, and ugly peppers, but favor sweet grapes. Now that but is very long and very big, because Brazil is very, very big. It helps us remember that we have to go all the way back up. So looking at our countries, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, French Guiana, Suriname, Guyana. And our mnemonic device, one more time. Vegetarians can eat potatoes, broccoli, carrots, and ugly peppers, but favor sweet grapes. So with that, you now have the mnemonic devices that you need to be able to identify all of the Spanish-speaking countries in Latin America. My goodness, but eating hot nachos causes pain. Can just boys have Domino's pizza? Vegetarians can eat potatoes, broccoli, carrots, and ugly peppers, but favor sweet grapes. And don't forget, there are 2 more countries. We have Spain in Europe and Equatorial Guinea in Africa. Those are the official Spanish-speaking countries in this world. Thank you.